Riker, do you see me with a baby? Your sisters are pecking my feet. Must be nice. What do you think, buddy? You like the chickens? Huh? You want Wyatt and Tai Tai to come here? Uh-oh. Someone wants down. Do you see yourself? So nice. This morning, welcome to my channel. But this morning I was thinking, oh my goodness, I'm getting low on eggs. What's going on with my girls? Are they slowing down on their egg production? That kind of thing. And I didn't go in their little egg area yesterday. And not all of them are laying yet. So today I went straight over here to their egg area and wanted to see about getting their eggs. Now, mind you, some of these up here are the fake eggs. These ones are not fake. But what a blessing it is to have eggs when you walk out your door. It's kind of like having your herbs right there and your vegetables right there. And having meat that, you know, you got throughout the year frozen in your freezer. Eggs are another thing that's really cool. So this year I'm not going to be able to do it, but I really want to take my eggs in either water glass and freeze some, or at least some water glass some, so that I'll have them year round as all the girls start actually laying more, or all of them laying, and that would be so cool. I don't like to leave them out here for too long because we do have 2 roosters, and I don't know. Oh, that one did crack already. Dang it. I think my one hen is kind of having some issues with her calcium level. So I did put out some extra calcium. I don't know if you can hear me through that squeaky door. But the eggs look great. We're still eating them, but the shells are very soft. Very, very soft. So this one I will just, because it is cracked, I will go ahead and fry it up or scramble it or whatever. The other 3, I'm pretty sure my Rhode Island Reds, 3 of my Rhode Island Reds are laying. So I'm going to put these eggs up here. That one is leaking out now. Dang it. All right, that one's not going to be able to be saved. Dang it. Oh well. All right. I was going to try to do it, but you know how it goes. So I'm going to have to clean out my stroller because now I have an egg cup holder, which is where I put them sometimes. So I clean them periodically. These are my girls that are laying more eggs. They are Rhode Island Reds. And where's the other ones? Here's another one. I had another one. She must be inside. But anyways, they're laying now, which is great. Otherwise, I had one black sexton. Anyways, that was laying for me. And she's the one that right now I'm thinking that there she is. She's still laying really good. Her shells are just pretty soft, so usually we're fine. We get them in there and they're okay. But I think I squeezed it a little bit too hard today, and I kind of squished it. So I didn't get to save that one, but there's one of our roosters. We have 2 roosters. These are what we call our babies, or I call my babies because they're our youngest ones. They were called Old Fashions, I think. Then we had her, who is some kind of a silky, I guess. We have her and one of my Rhode Island Reds are I have 4 Rhode Island Reds, so one of them are about the same age as, we call her Oreo, as Oreo. And then we have another rooster, and we have 3 bantams. They must be inside eating. I put a little feed out here too, just because my son was out here. My littlest son likes to watch them eat, and sometimes we'll bring scraps out, and I'll have some scraps later, but this morning we did not. We just had mushrooms and eggs and is it done? For breakfast, so yep, it's all done. Hey, what do you guys have to say about the chickens? Or about the eggs that we ate this morning that came from our chickens? Are you glad that we have chickens? Yeah, I see. That's one of our eggs, huh? Did you, oh my goodness. All right. What do you like about our chickens? I see. What do you like about our chickens? Do you like the eggs? You like them because they give us eggs? That's very nice of them, isn't it? All right, we got to go turn off this water. Riker, do you like eating the eggs? So just to wrap up this video, I wanted to go ahead and say, if you have any questions for me about our chickens or our gardens or any other things from our homestead, any other trees. I can't remember if I already gave you a tree tour or not. How many trees we have, our berry bushes, all the things. Now it's going into fall, so obviously everything's going to look a little different. I'm hoping that next spring I'll be able to have a nice tour of our property for you. Plus my youngest son will be a little bit older, so it'll just be easier to do videos then too. Obviously right now it's hit and miss. Sometimes we have a lot of kids in the picture. Sometimes I have no kids in the picture. I also wouldn't mind doing a homeschool video for you. Some of you have asked about that and what our routine is. It does not look like a typical classroom situation. Our motto is that we are homeschooling to live with our kids and be with our kids through education and not do education or school at home. We homeschool, but it doesn't always look the way some people think it should. But my kids are super smart, and I think every child is super smart in different ways. So if your child is super into something, run with it. You can do all kinds of history of that item, or you can write with those items. You can read with those items. You can, take the topics and run with them and then go from there. There's always little areas off of that. Also, some people have asked about our way of what our way of church is. We believe that we are the church. The building is great, and I definitely have been to church buildings. So I'm probably going to get a lot of comments on here about our home church, more than I've already gotten in the past. But ask me questions and I'll try to answer them. Our church does not look like typical church all the time. Sometimes it focuses in on a certain subject or whatever, but we definitely use the Bible as our soul, as our core soul piece of material, and we run with that. So that is our book of choice, obviously, as a Christian. We are non-denominational, so we might think a little outside the box than some denominations would. Each denomination has their way of their rules or their thinking or their whatever that kind of goes addition in a way to the Bible. So if you have any questions for me, let me know. Church is a little bit harder just because sometimes it's just so personal between us and God that it's hard to pull out the camera during some of that. I probably do some of the children's church stuff, Sunday school type stuff. But it's really hard sometimes to be in the midst of praise and worship and think about, oh yeah, I'm going to make a little video of this so that people can see what we do, because obviously the goal is to have the relationship with Jesus. He is the way to heaven, and he's our best friend. He's our, when people say, I don't know if God loves me, well, God created you. So, and I'm not here to preach today. So, I mean, if you're not a Christian, then, you can continue watching my feed or my stories or my videos, but the truth of the matter is we are Christians, and we do believe that God created us and that Jesus did die for our sins and he was rose again. I don't know. I mean, I'm not necessarily non-confrontational, but I'm also not like throw myself into a fist fight. But at the same time, I'm not gonna waver from what God has told me, what God has done for me. I know that my children are blessings from him, and some think that we should have stopped, a few kids ago. So my thinking on that is, how do you figure? How do you choose which, oh, you should have stopped between this child and this child. Well, then we wouldn't have the other children, So I'm going all over the place with this. But I just wanted to close out my video and say that I am trying to get a little more regular on my videos. I know that we have a shopping haul coming up soon. So if you guys want to see that, put shopping haul down in the comments, or if you want to ask me a specific question, that's fine too. I'd love to do a Q&A. That would be awesome to just be able to sit down and chat with you. Maybe sometime I can go through my routines of the day or my rhythm of the day. We have a schedule, but you know how I'm very loosely scheduled. I like when school starts back up our new year. We are year-round schoolers, but again, that's because we don't do classroom sitting. So if you say, how much sit down time do you do, then it might look different than other people. Anyways, so if you have not already subscribed to me, subscribe. If you like this video, press like. And if you have questions, leave them in the comments, or comments if you have comments. I really don't mind people saying their opinions, but I also know that it's just their opinion. So unless you're being critiquing me, I'm fine. But if you're going to do it, there's a kind way to do things. Everybody does things differently. So before you judge someone else, look in your own glass home and see if you are throwing stones at the wrong place, because sometimes you get condemned or convicted when you see someone else, when really you are the one that has to look at yourself. So on that note, be blessed. I will talk to you later in my next video. Thanks.